This year, I made it a Black Friday weekend, both Friday and Saturday. Stick around, see what some of the stuff is I found at not one, but two different stores. Hey guys, Eric at SideQuest Comics, and happy Black Friday 2025. So today is the day after Thanksgiving. I just showed up at my local comic store and they got a bunch of Black Friday deals. So I'm going to head on in. Who knows how long I'll be here today because there's a lot of deals, but I'm going to see what kind of stuff I can find to pack maybe a short box, and I may even do a 10 for 10. It's been a while since I've done a 10 for 10, 10 comics for $10 from the dollar bins, and they're boasting they got new dollar bins. So let's go inside Jay's Comics and check out all the Black Friday deals. Well, there was just a half of some of the footage on the spot from my Black Friday weekend. That was the first place I stopped at and grabbed a nice little stack. That was at my LCS, Jay's Comics. On Friday, they had your typical Black Friday sales. And I grabbed a pretty good stack. I kind of controlled myself a little bit, guys, because I was planning on going to Black Saturday sale at Comic Buying Center, which I do have another pile. And I did film some more footage there that I kind of wanted to break it up for you guys a little bit. So I wanted to touch on the Friday sale first, go over some of the things that I got there, and then show you guys the video that I took while I was at the Comic Buying Center in a snowstorm. Mind you, that we got bombed with snow, our first big major snowstorm that Saturday. But I did get some footage there. I did get some big things. Originally, that was the big plan, was to go to that place. But I couldn't pass up sales at my local LCS either. So let's go ahead and we'll stop here and I'll go table down and show you some of the stuff that I got and go over the sales that I participated at Jay's Comics. Let's start off with the Black Friday sales at my LCS, Jay's Comics. And like I mentioned, he had a lot of sales. Here's his little sale ad with some of the sales that he had that you guys can see that I kind of went for. Now, I mainly went for the sales on the back issues. I don't know if you can see it in here. On Friday, if you showed up on Friday, he has special sales of 75 to 50% off on some of the back issues depending on what color they were price tagged at. That's how he kind of keeps things straight. But yeah, you see all the other sales they had on here. They had like 30% off on Omnis, 75% off on some of the figures, and kids section was 20% off. So pretty much a sale on just about everything. So, but one of the things I want to start with to show you guys is I did catch up on Absolute Batman. So here's one of them right here. This number 9. I quit getting them at number 8. Just there was a lot of other titles coming out that I wanted to get, but reading the annual that came out like a month ago kind of hooked me back into the universe. And I, of course, stopped getting this right when Absolute Bane debuted. And this was a pretty good storyline. It was like a 5-6 parter, and I really liked it. So I got number 9. This is a second print of it. They did have a first print, but somebody beat me to it. I got number 10, and then number 11. Number 12, we got Absolute Croc in there. And then number 13 with the Jenny Friesen cover of Absolute Catwoman. And the most recent one, number 14, that had the debut of Absolute Harley Quinn, who's like the gang leader of the Red Hood gang. So, yeah, easy to say that I'm sucked back in. So I got caught up. There's like 6 issues there that I had to get. Now, sticking with Batman, I've been looking at this series, Batman and Three Jokers, at my store for a while. And they had the hardcover trade, but I really wanted to get the individual issues. And, this came out 2020. I liked the writer Jeff Johns, and we got Jason Fabuk and Brad Anderson also on some of the art. And they did a lot of variant covers for these. This is, I think, one of, I don't know, they maybe did 6 or something like that. There's a lot of them in the CLZ app. But this is the A cover. And it's kind of neat, is it comes with this little playing card. I guess that was a promotional thing they did when this came out. So I got book 1. And I also got book 2, and this is a big reason why I was looking at it, was this one with Batgirl on it. And these are through Black Label, so they're a little more adult themed, a little more violent and language and stuff like that. So the only one they didn't have is book 3, so I got to track down book 3. They used to have it. I think they just sold out of it. I think the day of, I was picking through and I dug out all the 1s and 2s of the different variant covers. And I think they got snatched up right away, which is crazy. So still got to find number 3 for that. Since we had Batgirl pop up there, I'll stick with her. And I got a bunch of these back issues. Now, these were part of the sale that I got 75% off for a lot of these back issues that you're going to see here. Some of them, I think I got 2. I think I got for 50% off. But this is number 20, the new part of the New 52. This is volume 4, came out about 2013. And so it's just a couple issues I got here. I got number 20 there, number 21, just run fillers. And then I also got from volume 5, which was about 2020, this cool variant cover by Terry Dodson. It looks like a playing card. I mean, I don't know. If you wanted, you could display it this way or this way, which is the normal way. This is number 47. So just me filling holes in my Batgirl run. And then also working on filling some runs, some holes I've been working on Superman Family, which uh, I've mentioned before. This was a series that started when DC canceled Supergirl, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, and they kind of put it all in one book, like a big, just bunch of different stories. And this is 212, which I needed to fill a hole. And I also got number 214. These both came out um, in 81, 82, somewhere like that, in the early 80s. And both of these are featuring Supergirl as the main story in the book, but they have a lot of side stories and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, it's like 5 stories in one book, which is kind of cool. Some of them I think were reprints at the start of this series, but I still like it. I like that there's a lot of material in these books. Now, I mentioned Jimmy Olsen, so I did manage to pick up some Jimmy Olsens that I've been kind of eyeballing for a while. And with the sale, is a good time to jump on them. So I got Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 125. This is a cool cover by Kurt Swan. 1969 is when this sucker came out, and I love this. He's Jimmy's harvesting his super tears. He says that the teardrops are precious. So yeah, he's telling, don't ask questions, just keep balling, Superman. Every teardrop is precious to me. So it's sad. Superman's saddest days. Watching a sad movie, I guess. It's just hilarious. Jimmy's always got some shenanigans going on. And then I also picked up 137 here from the series, and this came out in 1971, and it's a Jack Kirby cover. So this is when Jack Kirby joined the series for a while. He was doing the writing, the art, the inks. He was doing a lot on the title. So this was a really nice graded book. This was one of the higher ones that I only got like 50% off. So, with that sale, I'm definitely going to pull that trigger on that one. So, those were just the back issues that I got. Now, one of the other sales that I wanted to participate in was they have these DC Compact comics. It's like almost like a mini trade, cheaper version of a trade or an Omni and stuff like that. And these were buy 2 get 1 free. So I've been wanting to read Kingdom Come. I have like an oddball issue here or there of the series. I never actually read it fully. So for $10, that's what these cost, which is a great deal. I got all 4 issues in this book here to read, and I buzzed through this in like a couple days already, which was real fun. It's nice to have it in a compact format. So I got Kingdom Come, and then I also got, and this is by Mark Waid and Alex Ross, so I've been wanting to get that for a while. I've been looking for this individual issues of this Far Sector. It's a Green Lantern story that I don't know this Green Lantern at all. I wasn't collecting when she came around, and this was a mini series that featured her heavily. So I really wanted to get this and read it and check it out. But like I said, I couldn't find the individual issues. So for $10, I got all of them here. It's like 12 issues in here, which is kind of cool. And then because I got those 2, I actually got this one, and it's a big chunky boy for free. And this is DC The New Frontier. This was like 6 issues. And like I said, because I got those 2, this one was free. So very cool. Check out another one. I got a couple oddball issues, 1 or 2, but not the full run. And this one, it's Darwin Cook. And if you look into it, it looks like the animated series, which is kind of cool. I think that's what this is based on, because this came out way after all the animated series. So I'm very interested to see how they tie in, the golden age to the modern age. I think that's what the storyline is in this. So very good deal, 2 for 1. That's my Black Friday sales that I got from Jay's Comics. Well, there was the stack that I got at my LCS Jay's Comics, and I did have a second stack that I wanted to show you guys from the Black Saturday sale that I went to at the Comic Buying Center. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with that, I do have some footage to show you guys here in a minute, but I have featured them on my channel before. It's basically a huge, almost warehouse where they have tons of $2 books that at the end of the month, they put them at $1. So a lot of the local people love going there to get some run fillers, but they do have wall books. They have graphic novels. They just started carrying video games and like more Magic and Pokemon, those type of card game things, those kind of things. So they have been expanding out what they carry in the store. And a lot of the bigger draw items like keys and stuff like that, they do sell on eBay. So they do have an eBay site that you can go to and, you know, participate in auctions type of thing. So I originally, my plan for the Black Friday sales and weekend sales and stuff was to go to the Comic Buying Center, but I couldn't pass up those deals at Jay's. So, but let's go ahead, and I do have more footage to show you guys at the Comic Buying Center, and then we'll come back and we'll go table down and run through some of this stuff. Hey guys, Eric at stop 2 for our Black Friday weekend. I'm going into one of my favorite places, a Comic Buying Center, because it's the end of the month and they have everything that's $2 marked down to $1. Now, I'm going in here to check out some of their video games that they just recently started carrying, and I believe they might have a Black Friday Saturday, which I think is going to be like, oh, it might be 20-30% off, something more than. So I think the dollar books might be 80 cents each. So I'm gonna go and look at some wall books also. So let's go inside and check it out on this fine first winter day. Try not to slip and fall. Right. That's new. Well, guys, it's still snowing, and I got a nice little stack from the Comic Buying Center. Their Black Friday sale was on. I got some cool deals in the store because they were running some specials. So let's head home, and we'll get to the studio, and I'll break down what I got from this Black Friday sale at Comic Buying Center. Okay, as you saw in the footage, I braved a snowstorm to go to the Comic Buying Center to get this big old stack here from their Black Saturday sales. They were closed on Friday, so I had to go on Saturday. It's something they started last year. And yeah, brave a snowstorm to get some good deals, see what kind of deals they had. And they did some a little bit different. Now, that stack looked big, guys, but you know what? I went there as always, because they got the dollar books. So about half of this is going to be for a 10 for 10. So I'm going to pull that out, and that's going to be a video for later. And yeah, I went to this store for a main purpose besides just the dollar books. But let's start off with the dollar books that aren't for my 10 for 10. And I found a stretch of dollar books that fill some runs. So I found a bunch of Aquaman from the 90s. Super excited to find all these. I found number 42, number 43. We got 44, a big old dinosaur. It almost looks like Godzilla there, but we got, some classic Green Lantern and Flash. We got 45 here, 46. 47. This one's a cool cover because it's Eric Larson, number 50. I didn't realize he did stuff on Aquaman for a while. I figured he was a bit too busy with Savage Dragon at this point. 51. Here's 53. 56. See if I got one more here I can fit on here. And 57. So yeah, a nice big chunk of Aquaman to fill my 90s run. I'm getting down there. I'm slowly chipping away. It's just a matter of finding these 90s Aquaman books. Now, the Comic Buying Center has expanded some different sections in their store since the last time I've been there. And one of them is the magazine section. Now, I found this one in the expanded magazine. Now, when I say magazine sections, I'm talking about like the Creepy, Eerie, Savage Sword of Conan, some of the monster magazines. And yeah, this one kind of flipping through. I think it was around by the Hulk magazines. It was out of order, actually. So I probably would have missed it if I was looking for it. But this is Fantastic Films number 11, came out in 1979. And what I thought was cool is this is early Alien, hype. And this one actually has an interview with the director, Ridley Scott, which is kind of cool. And, I flipped through it, and it's got all these photos from the movie, which is kind of cool. If you're an Alien collector, this is really neat, which I loved the Alien franchise, back in the 80s. It's got some storyboard stuff in there. It's just, I've never seen some of this stuff, so this is really cool to find. Here's some more stills, some artwork by H.R. Geiger, which I have his art book where he was doing the designs for these. So yeah, this was really neat to see. You don't see like fanzines from like some of the old 70s, 80s sci-fi movies very much. So this was definitely a cool thing to stumble across. And it was only like $5. So some more storyboards. And there's a lot of content in here. Here's an interview with H.R. Geiger, which I thought was kind of cool. Look at that. Yowza. So yeah, there's quite a bit in here just on aliens. And then it jumps into some other stuff like Doctor Who, some other fantasy stuff. So very cool. There's a little Star Wars bit in there, some more Doctor Who. But yeah, I've never seen Fantastic Films, so the fact that it's covering Alien was kind of cool. And I was like, yeah, for $5, I'll definitely get that for the collection. Very cool. Definitely go back and check out some more of their magazines. Now, kind of in that same back room, they call it the premium back issues. I found this one. This is on my little side quest where I'm collecting the 25th anniversary border covers, and this was one of the ones I needed. Now they have comics back there that are from $5, $10, 20 up to the wall books. And this one was one of the in between books. I know it's a collectible one, hard to find. The fact that I found it in the wild where I don't have to pay shipping and stuff, I pulled the trigger on it, and it's a newsie, so that's kind of cool to be, find in the wild. And now this is number 4 from 1986 of Masters of the Universe, and I think I only need like 5 or 6 left of this 25th anniversary border. So the ones that I have left are kind of hard to find. I just have to keep trying to find them. Now, one of the other sales they had this special rack by the cash register that was called their doorbusters. And this was one of the ones that was on the rack. They had a lot of Spider-Man, like McFarlane Spider-Man #1. They had Spectacular #1, Spider-Woman #1. Now, they're not super high grade. They're probably mid-grade reader copies, but everything on the rack was like one per customer. Pick which one you want. It was $10. So I got Spectacular Spider-Man #90. And this one is known as the second appearance of the black costume for Spider-Man. Now, this one's been on my list for a while. I haven't been able to find a kind of decent one and decent price one. And you know what? I'm okay with a mid-grade reader just to have in the collection. Very cool book to get from 1984, where we first got the black suit. And I think I just need, there's one more I need for that trilogy of the black suit. I need the Amazing Spider-Man issue where he's swinging through the air with a black suit. But super excited to get a cool Black Saturday doorbuster sale right there. And then the last book I got, and this was the big goal for going there. This one's been on my list for a while, but I got this one. Now, this is one of the wall books that I actually asked them about, and they had to go in the back room and find, because I know it's there. I've seen it there before. And this is Submariner #1 that came out in 1968. And this is his premiere solo series and its origin of Namor. Now, this big book is it's special to me because I finalized my quest list for 2025. This was the last book I needed on that list. And at the end of the year, in a couple weeks, actually, I will probably release a video where I have this one and I cover all the other ones that I was hunting for throughout the year. So super excited to find this one and finish off that list. And I actually, for this series, I'm almost done with the series too. I have a couple, like 5 issues left that I need to get and track down. And you know what? They probably have them at the Comic Buying Center. So I will have to go back and see which ones I can find. Well, there we go, guys. There is my haul that I got from Black Friday, Black Saturday sales. So let's go ahead and close this one out. Well, there's my kind of a much smaller stack from the Comic Buying Center, but combined with all the stuff I got at Jay's, minus the dollar bin diving that I did that I'm going to save for another video, as I mentioned. I did pretty good for the Black Friday weekend sales. I got pretty good stack, I think. Like I said, a big part of it, I was going for a big book at Comic Buying Center, but I wanted to participate in some of the sales that my local store was having. But guys, let me know down below. Did I find some good deals? Did I participate in some good sales? Catching up and all that stuff? Let me know down below. And if you guys haven't done so yet, please give me a like, a follow, subscribe, comment down below, all that stuff. I really appreciate it. I try to read and comment on everything that you guys put in the chat there. And also, if you haven't done so, head over to Instagram. I got an Instagram account where I am just starting my 25 days of Christmas. So I'm doing 25 Christmas covers, different comic, DC, Marvel, Independence, that type of thing. Every day I'm trying to post a different Christmas themed cover over on Instagram. So you guys can go check that out over there. Well, guys, that's all I got for this Black Friday video of my haul that I got at my local store with the good Black Friday sales I had there, and finishing off my goal list for the year at the Comic Buying Center and their Black Saturday sale. Until next time, guys, happy questing, and we will talk to you next time.